Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Fizz. How's everyone doing today? Today we're going to take a look at on how to build the Redwood Forest tree platform in the official trailer for ARK Survival Evolved. Now, this is based off of using no collision setting. It will be on the screen as well as in the description down below if you want to put this on your server. This allows us to snap pillars into the tree trunk, so you'll definitely need that. And as well as I have most of the tips and tricks of all this in a playlist on the top right, so if you want to go click on that. As well as, if you missed the full fishing village video, you can check that on the top right as well. But yeah, let's get started. Hopefully you learn a thing or two, and let's get going. Alrighty, so the first thing you want to do is if you want to build in this exact location where the trailer was made, feel free. It's on the coordinates right now on the Isle map, obviously. And what you're going to need to start with is we need to place down the foundation for the entire platform. So what we're going to do first is find our center point. If you want more details about how I got this and how I do it, on the top right with the little card, you can check out the Redwood Forest tree platform tutorial that I have done. So let's get started. So this is how I usually do it. I usually take a fence foundation, doesn't matter, whatever one. You can go from tech to adobe to wood, stone, it doesn't matter, metal, does not matter. And basically I find the center. The center point is roughly right around here. And what I usually do is I kind of just go to the side like so. Now you can, it's very important if you go to the side like this, and the reason why is if you do it something the other way, so for instance if I actually face it going this way, it's actually going to be backwards walls, which we don't want. We want to make sure the walls are frontwards like this, okay? So let me just destroy this. I am using ARK Commander to spawn the stuff in, but I'm not using ARK Commander to destroy things because tree platforms, one misclick and it's kind of all destroyed. So let's get started. So let's start with placing it on this face right here. Let's speed this up a little bit. Okay. And we're going to place the middle in between this two sections, and if you need help to aligning where it is, you know, you can do something like this all the way here and place this like so. You don't need to do this, but this is for people that don't know how to do it. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to line up the fence foundations roughly like this to make sure they are perfectly aligned and equal. Now, you can have it all the way out here if you want. You can have it in here. Usually, what I did for the trailer is I actually had them roughly in the middle. So you can do this. And what you need to do now is place this like so. Yeah, come on. It's a little bit better if you're not flying. Come on. Oop. Oh, come on. There we go. Sorry, sometimes it does not like to snap. Now, double check to make sure you're doing this right. Just hover over both of them, make sure they're good. Now, this one over here, the left one is always the hardest. Sometimes you actually have to hit E when you're placing it down, and it looks like we are good. So now, you just got to do that throughout the entire, all the way around, and then, yeah, we'll be on the next part. So, let's get started. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is grab your stone pillars, and we're basically just going to place them all on the outer edges like so. Now this is just like more of a detail, but also adds structural support, and we'll tell you guys in a minute since we're done placing all these. Alright, so we have now placed our stone pillars all the way around. Now, why do you need these stone pillars? Well, there's a couple reasons, but the most important reason is because it adds structural support to hold up ceilings as well as walls. Now you can place and do this. You can place a fence foundation down and put a wall down, but if you actually try and place a ceiling on it, you got no foundation support. Like for instance, this example, you have no way to do that. This, on the other hand, allows you to add a ceiling, as well as a ceiling this way, and it provides two structural supports, outwards and backwards. So they're very crucial for this build, so make sure you guys do that. And we're basically just going to start by placing some stone walls like so. Alright, so there's our base for the front. We're actually going to come back to this. We're actually going to go on the other side now and do the same exact thing. So what we're going to do is land. We're going to skip this section right here, we're actually going to skip over to this one right here. We're going to put a wall here, 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 all the way across to roughly right here. So that way you have 1, 2, 3 open areas on this left side, and you have 1 open area on this right side. So let's start with doing the front. The front is probably the most complicated, so if you don't get it, please follow along. What you're going to need now is actually, we're going to have to replace some stone walls. So what I'm going to need to do is spawn in some stone doorways. And we're also going to place these roughly right about here. And then we're going to come on this side and place them right here. We're going to add a ceiling like so on each end. And these will be our ramps to get down to underneath to the second floor. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come back to the front area. You can use a Quetzal or something. I'm just flying around because it's so much easier. And we're going to extend these pillars like so. All across down here. And then we'll move on to the next step, which is going to be actually adding more pillars. Now, if you do not have the no collision setting in your game, you're going to have to basically skip this step. We'll go back and do it. And what we're going to do is actually we're going to add these. These are just for more decorative. These are decorative pillars. You don't need to add these. These are just decorative if you don't want to add them. And there we go. And these are basically in between each and every wall like so. So that way we have another decorative spot right here. And now let's continue back down over here. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to come back to the front. We're going to extend these down to roughly right here. We're going to add more pillars down to here. And then finally, we're also going to extend these sections on the left and right. And we're also going to add pillars like this as well. Right here. And there we go. So now, this is our basic wall design that we have for our tree platform. Now, this is where it gets a little bit complicated, but very easy. If you just follow along, you'll understand what is happening. What we're going to do now is we're going to drop down this wall. We're going to drop it down to 1. You don't have anything that you don't want because this is going to be temporary. And we're going to place a ceiling right here, like so. We're also going to extend it to the left and the right. Or the right or the left, whatever way you want to do it first. And we're going to do this for every single platform. We'll do it again. Ready? We're going to drop a wall down here, ceiling here. We're going to go right, and then we're going to go left. We're going to come back over here to this other side. Drop another wall. Doesn't need to be in the middle. Can be in the middle. Doesn't matter. Going to be in the middle. Going to go left and to right. And now we have our support system like so. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to extend each one of these out by 1. We're also going to go to the left and right of these as well as extend these out by 1. And this adds our little shape that we have right here to add some more dinos and such. We're going to also do it on this side as well, left and right. Extend this one out as well. And next, follow along because this is very important now. So we're going to now make the circular hexagon, half hexagon bit right here. And what you need to do, if you don't understand this, it'll be in the top right of the video of how I actually did this. Basically what you need to do is make sure this is extending on the outside. You're going to want to place another one going this way. You're going to put a wall here. These are temporary walls. You don't need to keep them. And finally, you need to put one of these here. And one here. Next thing you do, destroy this. Destroy this one. Sorry I'm going fast, but this is very easy, and if you have questions, you can definitely go look at that video. Now we're going to take a look up there. Boom. Place that down. Not like that. Going to go the opposite way. Place another ceiling. Another ceiling down. And boom. That's how you do that section. Now we're going to do it 2 more times, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is finish off this section right here is we're going to add 2 more ceilings like so. We're going to snap them to this piece that is connecting from this over to here like so, and then we're going to do the exact same thing like that. Now this is going to be where the Pteranodons are stationed in the trailer. We're also going to come back over here as well. in there. Now, we have our base of our platform. Now, there's a question of, do we need to keep these fence foundations? Yes, these are very extremely important, because as soon as you destroy one of these fence foundations, depending on which one it is, if you destroy this one, both the sides are going to break. If you destroy the one that's on the left, all the left side will break. If you break the one on the right, all the right ones will break. So make sure you keep the fence foundations there. Blech, too much talking. But yes, and the way to cover this up is actually very simple. We're going to add some wooden walls. So first off, you're going to drop a wooden wall down here. You're going to drop a one down here. One here, and if you have no collision, just skip this section right here. Gonna put one here, one here, one here, one here. I mean, if you don't have no collision. I'm a terrible person to make tutorials, but I try. Maybe I should write a script sometime. Maybe. But since we do have no collision, I'm gonna just close this off, because why not? There we go. And then let's go to this section over here. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'll give you another example. If you don't want to actually have this section closed off, what you can do is something like this. Just snap these pieces down like that, and this way it acts as more of a like a little dock area if you want, like a little beam. If you want, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. Just showing you different examples of how you can do this. And if you know me, I never like to build the same thing twice. So now this backside, for the trailer purposes, I did not put anything here. But if you want, what you can do is actually drop this down one more, and then have ceilings come in back this way if you really want to. But you do not have to if you don't. We're just doing exactly what the trailer looks like, and yeah. Or you can do something like this as well, as drop these walls down like that. But that is not in the trailer, so we don't have to worry about it. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some ramps, and we're also going to add some railings. So first off, let's start putting the ramps down. So the ramps are going to go on these sections right here. This is going to be the ability for us to come up and down from the tree platform to down here. We're also going to come back over here to this section right here and do the exact same thing. Now, here's a choice. What would you like to do? We can leave these open or closed. We're going to do exactly how the trailer is. You don't need to do this if you don't want to, but we're going to put railings around the entire outside of this build. Until we get to here, we're actually going to keep this open, for that way we can put pteranodons on there if we really want to. Let's just put the last couple ones here. There we go. And don't forget, if you want to add little sections right here, you can do this right here. And do this on the other side. And there you go. That's how you do that part. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to place down our ceilings from up top over here. Now, this is a lot of wasted space, but this is just part of what we did. We're also going to get rid of this fence foundation because we do not actually need it. So let's get rid of that. We're also going to extend this out to roughly here, here, and we're going to go out to here. Alright, there. So now what we're going to do is come back to the left and right side, and we're now going to extend these to 1, 2, extend this out to 1. We're actually going to place down a pillar, snapping to this one I mean, not that one yet, and that way we have some sort of shape like this, and then we're going to extend this out to be 1 right there. Come on. Oh, come on. There we go. That was the problem. Forgot to put a pillar right here. Forgot how to do that. We're going to do the same thing over here. Put one here, here, like so. Place this pillar down. And then we're going to place one right here. We're going to place this like so. And then we're going to extend this section right here and right here. And now we have our base tree platform for our RG to stand, or whatever bird you want. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're just going to cap this out. You don't need to if you don't want to, but we don't need any of this. So we're just going to cap it like so. We're also going to do something like this. See this little section right here? We're actually going to place some more going this way, so that way it looks a little bit nicer. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. But for my purpose, I did. There we go. We're gonna put some ramps now. So we're gonna put a ramp down right so, like this. We're gonna come back over to this section, and we're gonna place down another ramp, like that. Very smooth and easy. And then lastly, we're gonna cap it by placing a bunch of railings down around the entire thing. Hate not using a finger cannon. The last and final thing, if you want, we're gonna actually extend this out by putting these like so. And this just allows us to have a bigger, greater area for our Pteranodons or RGs to be placed. You don't have to do this. It's a little bit tricky sometimes. It's gonna want to do something like that, snapping above. We don't want that. We want to snap it down under, so it's snapping more towards the wall, so that way you have a more of a smooth and subtle section. But yeah, that is exactly how now you build the entire front area of the trailer. Pretty cool, huh? Let's get to the back, shall we? Alright, so this back area is actually very simple on how you do it. We're going to first start on this right side, which is over here on the right side looking at the tree platform. We're going to extend this out 1, 2, and we're going to have a problem right there. We're going to place a pillar down like so. But then we're going to extend it out like this. But then what we're going to do is actually put another pillar here and destroy this one, because we don't actually need that pillar. And there we have our section of our base. Now what we're going to do is extend all of this section like so. We're going to need more ceilings. All the way around with one layer of ceilings until we get to the end right here. Which what we're going to do again. One ceiling here, one ceiling there. A pillar down like so. Another ceiling down. Another pillar. Destroy this one. And repeat the process. Go one out on every section. Like so. Make sure you don't skip one, because it's very important if you don't, because you need every single ceiling here. Okay, next thing you're gonna do, very simple, is just cap it with some walls just to cover up the ugly bits. Like that. Now we are left with a very high advantage area with not being able to actually get up. What we're gonna do now is grab our ramps. We're gonna get some more wooden ramps, and now every single corner piece you see, we're actually gonna put 2 ramps down. One here and one here, and this is the way that you'll be able to get up and down from the platform. We're going to do it on every single one. And now let's cap it. So before we do that, we're actually going to extend this section out by 1 all the way around. Just do the exact same thing like this, and then when you get to the end, we're going to add some intersection pieces as well. So now when you get to the end, come back over. We're going to do a snap here, snap here, snap here, and snap here. You don't need to do this if you want to make it separate, but this just adds some more surface area for your creatures to be able to fly up and down on. And then lastly, we just add lots and lots and lots of railings. Alright, so you don't actually see this in the trailer, but this section down here actually has wooden roofs, like so. So we're going to add this detail in so you guys know how to fix this little section. What I did is I actually left this open, just add some more dimension and shape. You don't really need to always cap everything, but if you remember, you need to add shape and dimension if you want your build to look very good. And this is a great example of it. I could technically do something like this if I really wanted to, like this, but I don't really need to, because this open area just actually adds more detail because it's open. So don't close it up if you don't want to have if you don't want to actually add more blocks. You don't need to close it up. It still looks pretty good without it being closed. Alright, so the next thing you're going to want to do is going to be doing the top section right here where all the Pteranodons are sitting. This is going to be very complicated, so please follow along, and if you need help, please reference the video on the top right, because I explain how I do all the little bits and everything. But yeah, so let's start. So first off, what you're going to want to do is put one ceiling, or one wall, 2 walls, and put a ceiling here. You actually have no support right here, and we're going to change that. We're going to actually just add a pillar right here. This is going to be temporary pillar, remember. And we're going to add another ceiling like so. Then what we're going to do is put another pillar system like here. And remember, if you don't have the no collision setting, this is not going to actually be feasible because the tree will be blocking your section of placement. Next thing we're going to do is actually get rid of this entire pillar and the wall itself. Let's get up here. Let's get rid of this wall. Place down your railing like so. And there we have it. There's our start of our next tree platform. Next thing what we're going to do is we're going to use our fence foundations once again. Put one here. We're going to go to the left first. Or to the right, if you want to call it. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Get rid of this. And this. Next thing we're going to do is go to the left or right. Whatever way you're looking at it. It's going to be my left. Alright, so next thing what we're going to do is we're going to extend this section like so. So you don't want to put it here, but you want to put it roughly right here. And this is going to add a little stability of adding a ramp right here and a ramp right here. And now we have a way to get up and down. But we have a problem. We have this big gap now. Well, this is easy. We're going to do the same trick again. We're going to place down a fence foundation here. Here, wall up here. We're gonna have some support systems. We didn't add the support systems yet, so what we're gonna do is actually add a pillar right here and right here, and make sure you add another one down right there. And this pillar will be gone later, but for now we're gonna add it for the support. Let's now try this again. Put a wall here, here you go, and there we go. And now we can now get rid of this piece, and there we have it. So that is the left side of the tree platform structure. That way we have a way to go up and down to the second floor. Okay, so next thing what we're going to do is we're going to continue from this section over here. We're going to place 2 temporary walls like so. These are going to be very temporary, so you don't need to, you can make them out of thatch or whatever. You're going to do 1 ceiling here and 1 ceiling over there. Now, what we need to do now is snap a pillar snapping to this ceiling, this section right here, so that way we have a support system over here. And then what we need to do is get rid of this stone wall in this ceiling. And now we have ourselves a walkway over here from this section over. But we have a little bit of a problem. As you can tell, we have something like that happening. Not to worry, this is what we do. Need our fence foundations once again. 1 here. 1 here. Told you guys, if you follow along, you'll understand how all this works. Hopefully you're following along. And then finally we have another ceiling here. Now, I actually made this off-centered, it looks like, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. As long as it works, it's all we needed to do. And don't delete that, because later down the road you'll have the railings like that, and it'll be working perfectly fine. And there we have it. We have our little section right there, and now you can get up and down from this section over there. Pretty cool. Alright, so next thing what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way over to the left side over here. Now this is going to be using a lot of pieces, so if you want to use thatch, because a lot of this is going to be break, be my guest. So what we're going to do is place a wall here, like so. We're going to now go over with a bunch of ceilings. We're going to need to put a structural support system right here, another pillar, 2 more ceilings, like so, another pillar right here, and then finally 1 more ceiling over with another pillar. Now, what we need to do is get rid of all this section because we actually do not need any of it. So carefully, finger cannon. And there we have it. Now, this is very important. You can do this a couple ways. If you want, you can go up pillar ways, or you can do it the smart way by putting up walls. And I'll explain this why. If you do up pillars this way, when you get to the tippity top, you're going to want to snap your walls up here, or your ceilings. If you do this, you're actually going to be off. You're going to actually be placing them off. So let me show you. If I place this wall here, we're actually not placing it properly, and then stuff's not going to snap. So do not snap stuff to the pillar as of right now. If I can actually destroy the pillar, it would be really grateful. Come here. Yeah, come on. There we go. So now what we're going to do is go up 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 4. Not too sure. We're going to just start with 4. This is all going to be temporary. Next thing we're going to do is place some pillars going down from the top all the way down to connect to this section like so. Now what we have is our little section. Okay, so after you've placed the pillars, what we're going to do is extend our ceiling out by 1. We're going to put a fence foundation down like so. Once again, this is very important. A sideways one, temporary walls, and some side ceilings like that. And we're going to actually extend this out by 1 more like so. Like that. We're going to destroy this one right here. Destroy this one. We also can now destroy this ceiling down here. And also these walls, because we don't need them anymore. Come back up to here. Another fence foundation, like so. Another wall, and finally put our last 2 ceilings down, like so. You don't have to make it this big, but if you want, be my guest. And lastly, for this section, I'm gonna put 2 more ramps down, like that. And there we have it, as our little section of getting up and down from up here. Alright, so after you've done that section, we're going to come back to the front. We're going to go up 4 walls once again. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4. Maybe 4. We're going to extend our right here. We're going to add a pillar like so. We're going to now destroy all of this because we don't need it. We're going to extend this section out by 1. We're going to add more fence foundations like so. 1 on the outside like that. Place this down. Put a ceiling down like this. Put one out like so. And then destroy these once again. Very simple, very easy to do. Then we're going to nextly put this over here again. We're going to snap another fence foundation here. Another wall. Another wall, and finally 2 ceilings like so, like that. Destroy this. Destroy that. Now, what we're gonna do is place another ceiling right here. We're gonna take another fence foundation like so, and another one like that. 2 more walls. It's very repetitive if you see what I mean. It's very easy though. If you understand how to do it, it's pretty much just flows. It just flows now, basically. And then what we're gonna need to do now is get some more ramps. We're gonna put 1, 2, and a 3rd, and this adds our section down here. Now, what we're actually gonna do is actually put a roofing piece right here to add a little dimension. And now this looks like it was purposely made to connect with each other. Pretty cool. And now we have finally finished setting up our stuff. But what are we missing now? We need to make this look a little bit nicer, because as you can tell, right now we have a lot of fence foundations sticking out and it looks a little bare. What we're going to do next is put our railings, like so, on the top and then on the bottom. And this way, this hides all the fence foundations. And basically, you're going to do that for the entire section of this upper area that we just placed and built. Alright, and lastly, the last and final thing you need to do is add the rest of the railings over here and over here. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. If you guys like this video, please leave a thumbs up, a like, share, comment. And also, if you want to learn how to build an ARK Survival, don't forget, playlist is in the top right and also in the description down below. As well as if you guys want me to do any more trailer builds that I've done for the trailer, feel free to put them in the comments down below, as well as check out the fishing village as well, because we're going to be doing a bunch of builds from that as well in the future. But anyways, that's it. Love you all. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and have a good one.